Hey guys, I'm coming at you from my garage, and it's hot. I turned the fan off so we could hear each other, but I just want to do a quick little shout out for y'all regarding why I find, and my husband and everybody else on my team that's been taking advantage of the 60-hour keto reboot. This is a push the reset button. I have a background in nutrition, 30 years in nutrition, and I have always looked and understood the value of putting good, healthy foods in our body. I was of the camp that said, I've done them all. We should eat 6 times a day, vegan, vegetarian, all those different things, but never once in all those years of nutrition and coaching and educating and really training myself, even in getting my degrees, did anybody ever talk about skipping meals, fasting? Unless it was for a spiritual reason, which is when I first started really getting into fasting, I never considered not putting food in. It was more about what kind of food was I eating, what time of the day was I eating, did it have enough protein, was there enough vegetables, it was always about the food choices. There's 2 great books I'm going to try and show you here, and by a Dr. Jason Fung. He really, I believe, in my estimation, he really brought what has been involved in nutrition but really never spoken about. He really brought to light the value of fasting. So the way it gives your body and your system a break, and it gives it an opportunity to become the best possible functioning machine that you could have. And it's actually by not putting food in. And it's not just caloric restriction, because that's the mistake people think, well, I'll just cut all my calories, I just won't eat. No, it's more about fasting and intermittent fasting. So you're bringing calories in, you're taking calories out. The coolest part about the 60-hour reboot is that you're actually giving yourself, throughout that entire fast, you're giving yourself ketones. And ketones are an alternative fuel source. They're actually your body's preferred fuel source. So when you go into times of fasting, that is when your body uses up the glucose in your system, which that often is where you feel the inflammation and the discomfort, and you actually move into that point where you are tapping into your fat stores and those ketone bodies, which create the cognition, the heart. There's been benefits with heart health and all those important functions. I think for me, the greatest takeaway that I noticed was the inflammation going away, and that was because my glucose levels in my body, my insulin levels were too high. So often you talk about sugar levels, but actually my insulin is what was high. So my body's pumping that insulin, which is a metabolic syndrome. So now when my insulin levels go down, that means I'm not having to pump insulin all the time because of the food that I'm putting in. My body is able to shift into that fat metabolizer. So 60-hour reboot system, it gets you into ketosis in 60 minutes or less. And then you're going for 60 hours fueling on ketones. And even in the broths that are in here, you're putting MCT, you're putting collagen. So your body and your brain is getting fueled properly. So this is not about me just saying, hey, I'm trying to share these and I really want you to do them for my birthday. Sure, I do. I want you to do this for my birthday. But really, it's my gift to you on my birthday. I want you guys to understand the value in pushing the plate away, but yet being able to function at your optimal. So giving your body, giving your systems a break, and giving your brain the food that it wants. And so being able to go into those 60 hours, fueling your brain, being on focus, being on point, is a win for your system. So jump on board, do your research, look up Dr. Jason Fung. He wrote the diabetes code, the obesity code. It is, I believe, life-changing. It will shift your thought process towards food and towards how often and when you should eat. And I know many of you on this video that are watching, you do a form of fasting, intermittent fasting. But if you haven't intermittent fasted with ketones, then you've been doing it the hard way. Because we've all fasted. Every year our family does a January fast, but never before this last January or last 2 Januaries did we ever do a fast with Ketones, and it completely was a game changer. I didn't feel any fatigue. I continue with my workouts. We work, and it's not just trying to muscle through the fast. You legitimately, when it's time that you can break it, and it's time for you to go ahead and have, in this case, they put a Protone in here, which has got some protein for you for your first way to ease yourself back into it, but it's also another serving of ketones. You really don't eat and aren't hungry until your normal time of eating. For me, it's usually 1:30, 2 o'clock, and that's when I have my first meal, and that's what I do every day. So it didn't change. It wasn't like all of a sudden it's time I can break the fast and now I'm hunting down food. So if you heard anything that I said, most importantly, 30 years, not one time did anybody say don't eat. It was always eat this food, don't eat this food, eat at this time, eat this many meals. This is a game changer. I want you all to understand that having a break in your systems, it gives your machine a chance to utilize the glucose, tap into your ketones, tap into those fat stores, and become the best version of yourself. So, jump on board, grab yourself a Reboot. We only offer them for a short window. At this point, you're gonna see this video, and it's only good until July 5th. So, grab your ketone, go to fuelforliving.rebootnow.com. That's fuel4living.rebootnow.com. Join me on my birthday. That's a Sunday night. You take 3 pills. They help you sleep. It's just amazing. The next morning, you start on the ketones. You have your drink. You have your broth in the afternoon, which is typically the salted caramel. It's cold. After that, you follow it up with an afternoon ketone, a broth in the evening, 3 pills, you go to bed. Next morning, same thing. Forgot to mention there's 2 signaling molecule pills that you take in the morning. So it's very simple. You will feel amazing, and most importantly, you will have accomplished your fast, and you will say, I did it, and it'd be easier to do it the next time. So thanks again, and I look forward to hearing from you.